up, dude?
What's up, Peter? How's it going, man?
Really good. How are you?
I'm really good. Really good. Hey, man, thank you for taking the time to do this. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, we're already recording, so we'll just jump straight into it. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
I came across some of your stuff and I was like super impressed. I rarely ever see anybody who's young and doing super well in life insurance. And the main thing is that you're just keeping it real, dude. That's like the main thing, because so many fake like life insurance gurus out there that when I heard your stuff, I was like, dude, I have to talk to you. So appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate. Thanks for reaching out. Yeah, man. That's what we're about here. Transparency. I think a lot of people come into the industry to become successful, and they're just like end up being put in worse positions. So I'm sure we're gonna touch about that today.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. So yeah, I was just gonna just to kind of, I know we've basically like not done any recap of what we're talking about, but I just wanted to like pick your brain because I'm also, as you know, like I'm doing PNC. I built up my own agency with PNC, and I'm really kind of trying to shift my focus into life insurance quite a bit more. So some of these questions are like selfishly me trying to just like understand how your success, and I think it'll translate well with other people's questions as well, and I probably what they want to hear too. So, but yeah, if you want to just start with like telling me quickly about like, where you're from, who you are, kind of your background, and then your agency, and then what you got going on.
Yeah. So my name is Peter. I'm originally from Maryland. I just moved out here from Maryland. I live in Arizona right now. I got into life insurance. I used to own a landscaping business back in the day.
Nice.
I sold that, worked for a tree company. I listened to a podcast about life insurance. Didn't know anything about it. I was licensed in like my sophomore year before I dropped out of college with Northwestern Mutual. I had my license, and then last year I signed up, got started with one of those three-letter IMOs. Was able to become a top producer there and sell multiple six figures of just final expense. Just doing everything from generating leads, buying leads, figuring this all out, and did like $500,000 my first year in final expense only premiums. And I share a lot about my stories on YouTube and just kind of been documenting my journey. Moved out to Arizona here, and we just started an agency, Legacy Family Life, with my business partner Micah, who I met on the internet, and we are here to change this industry and actually help agents make money. And we're on a mission, and that's what we're really doing here. So it's been good.
For sure, dude. Yeah, I think you're definitely on track to doing that. It's refreshing, like I said. So is this just to make sure I understand, because I didn't fully, like, just watching your videos, a lot of them are just like the one-time closes or just the tips or the different, you're recording live, which is, dude, that's super powerful stuff. Not a lot of people are willing to put themselves out there like that. So shout out to you. Are you is this your own agency, or are you part of a group, or what exactly is your structure now?
So we have an IMO that's above us, but it's me and my business partner, me and Micah Metcalf. We're partners in this together. To kind of give you the breakdown, I'm more of like the sales guy, more of the face of the company, sales, more training. I'm hands-on with my agents, but Micah, he's the guy that has made me successful. He's the one, you're going to ask me probably a question about marketing. I don't know anything about marketing. Micah is the marketing expert. Micah is the guy who built the systems, who's built the processes, who even designed our model. But yeah, we come together, we pair very well. Both 23, 24 years old and just hungry. So it's been really, really cool.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, I won't dive into the marketing stuff as much then. But dude, I want to just pick your brain the most probably, and I want to just get straight into like bringing value to people, and also just, like I said, selfishly, a lot of these things I'm curious about. As far as so let's just say you already have leads. You already figured out how to generate leads in life insurance. Well, first off, what products do you focus on most for life insurance?
Oh, we only sell final expense.
Okay.
So just the small whole life products is what we do.
Why is that? Like, why do you choose only final expense?
I didn't even know that I was getting into final expense when I first got into life insurance. I was like, I just signed up with, and it happened to be on final expense with one of those. It's one of the biggest. I don't want to name drop. I've gotten threats to be sued if I bring them up. So, it's just I fell into final expense, and I didn't know anything about final expense, but we just stuck with that product because I like it. I like speaking with older people, and I didn't really know any other product out there. I didn't really know what else to sell, really.
Yeah, okay. One thing I noticed about you, too, is when you talk to these people, you can tell, like, you genuinely actually care. Like, you're trying to help them, which I I really appreciate because you can sense it when somebody's like real and like actually trying to do something to improve their situation. What keeps you like kind of what is that like what is driving you to not just make commissions, dude, like because a lot of these, like I said, a lot of life insurance people, at least from what I've seen, it's like it's all about like, oh, look how you can get a Ferrari, you can make $1 million in the year one, year two, but it doesn't seem like, obviously it comes with doing what you're doing, but what drives you in that?
Yeah, I generally want to help people. I've always been like the kid that's like, knocked on doors trying to help the lady shovel the snow. Like that's in my heart. That's just from like doing it. But there's a lot of people that do this business very, very wrong, and I'm really trying to change this because literally, a minute ago I just replaced a policy where some guy had this certain disease, and they were saying that he can get day one coverage. This person's probably already got him approved. Let's say kidney disease. But he was underwritten the wrong way. So there's a lot of lack of knowledge in this industry for agents, and there's a lot of bad salespeople who are literally just chasing the dollar. Yeah. And when you don't need the sale, for me, I didn't need the sale. I came in here with a successful business that I've sold. So I'm like, cool, what's like another thought? Like just genuinely, honestly, not like, hey, I have $500 to my name right now, and I'm trying to sell life insurance, and I'm going to sell anything just to make commission. That's what's wrong with the industry. There's no barrier to entry that creates agents accountable for their actions, and it's a false promise of like you can become successful in this industry. Just do this, yet you don't know how to help people. So what keeps me personally accountable is like, dude, I want to go to bed at night knowing that like I did the right thing, and I don't want to wake up like with a gut and like a feeling in my stomach like shit, I just screwed someone over. Like that's why I do what I do, and just trying to represent people the best way possible.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's great. There's a
lot of opportunity for people, even yourself and everyone. I think you guys need to know if you can do it the right way, there's a lot of opportunity because there's a lot of bad salespeople in this industry. And if you could just become a little bit better than everyone else, it makes a drastic difference in this industry of just terrible salespeople.
What do you think is like the key to being a little bit better? Like, what is that?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm kind of going through this. It's like, you can't teach early empathy and care, so like you have to have it. And I think the best way for you to have it is just to like look what you've done in the past. Like, have you ever genuinely just tried to help someone? Like, have you done something where you just do things out of the kindness of your heart? Like, I can't teach someone's like, can you make me a better person? Like, I can teach you how to say the right things, but like if you generally are literally just doing this because you hate people and want to make money, and you think this is the best way for you to make $40,000 to go drive that fake Lambo or whatever, you're gonna fail. So like, literally, empathy is the one thing that I teach all my salespeople. Is like, you have to have it, or I can spot it in a second. And I see it. You have it instantly. Like, this the way that you can connect with someone. Just like in the first 5 seconds, like when we turn on the Zoom camera. Like, let's say if someone randomly calls you and you're like, all right, this person's a good person. Either have it or you don't. And it's just like one of those things you can't teach.
Yeah, dude. No, it's crazy because that's something that I mean. What you're teaching is really important. Like the words, the scripts, but you rarely hear people talk about like empathy or just even like building a relationship with people, like actually trying to help and build a relationship. I think that's something that's extremely overlooked. So, dude, yeah, you should, because you have such a strong following, I feel like you have the platform to do it too. You should I think I'm not sure. I didn't watch like all your videos, but do you ever like throw in the stuff about like empathy and like or how do you go about, because I know you said it's hard to teach. So what do you do for that then?
I think I've shared the characteristics of like what makes a successful sales individual. I try to provide like tactical advice, like what can be done, because sometimes it is a little shift in like I spoke to people who have empathy, but like don't even know like how to present the right sales product and things like that. But I think for empathy, it's like, dude, like, can you look in your mirror and like, if you were to pick up the phone as the quickest test, like, if you were to pick up the phone and you're on the other line, would you like talking to this person? And if it's a yes, then you probably have it.
I've heard you say that in some of your videos. Yeah, dude, that's great. That's a good way to put it. It made me actually think about it. I was like, dude, because there's days where I'm like, and like I said, I just mainly focus on PNC, so I'll do like commercial, like that's most of my stuff is commercial, and I'll sit there and I'm like, it's the same because you start doing the same conversations over and over and over and over, and at a certain point, you kind of, I mean, at least for me, I get like, there's just off days, like where I have an off day and I pick up the phone. I've had, you just ask yourself, you listen back and you're like, yeah, man, like I wouldn't have bought for myself. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude. I really liked when you said that in one of your videos. So, Peter, to dive more into like kind of the nitty gritty kind of like strategy that you're using, I guess my biggest question, this is my biggest hurdle that I'm coming across. How do you keep these appointments? So like, let's say you already got the leads, you got the appointments. How do you keep them? Because I've noticed that life insurance people and appointments can be really flaky.
It's funny. I just shot a YouTube video. Today's my contact day, and you're trying to say, how do I get if someone on the phone and I get them to show up to their appointment?
Or yeah, they set an appointment. You set an appointment with them. Like let's just say next week on Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Yeah. Number one, I don't set appointments after 2 days. So I teach my person if we're gonna. I'm like, if Sandra's like, call me next week. I'm like, but Sandra, why do you want me to call you in 2 weeks? What's gonna change from now and then? So creating like a structure like that, and then something I just talked about is like, you got to create scarcity. Number one, if you have enough lead flow, like if someone is trying to book an appointment with you in 2 weeks, I like to come from the appointment like, John, I'd like that for you. If you want me to help you, you can get back on my calendar. So setting the frame is important, like that you don't have a lot of time, that your time's important, and then you just double book the appointment. So you create scarcity by saying, hey John, I'm really busy. Do you want to get back on my calendar? If so, what time? So you change it from setting a calendar with appointment with them. I'm going to book an appointment with you, John, or hey, John, how about you book an appointment with me? Okay, see that shift there? And then secondly, when John's like, all right, let's do 6, I double confirm. John, is there any reason that you wouldn't make 6 o'clock today? Because, John, I have like 15 appointments this week, and if you can't make it, can you just tell me now? I won't be upset. And then he's like, okay, I can do it. And then lastly, you talk about like creating some type of value or reason for them to show up. So, okay. John, let's say you give him you kind of just quote him, like you just go through the process, and you haven't quoted him the numbers. Find a way to leave a cliffhanger. John, well, on this appointment at 6, I got some good news here for you. It shows that you should be eligible for like special programs that I think you might be eligible for. So I'll talk to you at 6 if you want my help, and I'll see you then. And then you just dip it. But that's all you can do is just build as much value as possible in the shortest amount of time. And that's how I book appointments there.
Got it, dude. That's great. Yeah. Those are great little tips. I think it's difficult for me even to the scarcity aspect of it. So yeah, that's a great strategy. And then leaving a cliffhanger, I like that a lot. So
you're probably talking about more of an objection than like when someone says, "Can you call me back in a few weeks?" Is that what you're struggling with?
Personally, no. Like that's not it. But yeah, I mean, once in a while I do get those. What about that? Like, what would you do for that?
Yeah, it's just there's an objection of why they're not solving the problem today. So, when you want me to why would you, when I'm like, Chris, why would you want me to call you back in 2 weeks? What's the issue here? And you break down the objection. Oh, I need to think about it. Okay. When you say you need to think about it, is it going to take you 2 weeks to think about it? No. Okay. So, John, what is your actual concern? Is it the price, or are you not sure if you need it? Oh, it's the price. Okay. So from now until Thursday, when you want me to call you back, nothing's going to change, right? So are you just scared to make the decision? So you just kind of break down the decision. Like the time, people use time as an excuse to kind of push things off rather than just taking action. And that's what the goal of a salesperson is, to weed that out and to help them move forward in the decision that they should make. You just need to help them make it.
100%. Dude, you got it dialed in. It's pretty much either they're not comfortable with the price, it's the coverage that they're not happy with, it's either the product, the price, or it's you. It's one of the 3 things. And rarely it's you. Like you can also throw that in there. Like, is it me, Mike? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Where'd you learn some of your sales strategies from? Is it your mentor, or who'd you kind of?
Man, I came in this business blind. I didn't sell policy for 15 days when I first got started, so I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
There wasn't I just kind of did a lot of reps. So I would come. I was working. So my landscaping to a tree company. I was working as a salesman there. So I kind of always got comfortable. Even when I started my lawn care business, I work with a lot of older people, knocking on doors. Miss Sally, how can I help you mow your grass? That's all I guess natural for me. But man, I had like stacks and stacks of presentations. I just did a lot of reps, man. I just made a lot of phone calls, really.
Gotcha. No, that's. I mean, yeah, you can't beat the cold calling, the door knocking, dude. That builds the tough skin. Do you feel like that's kind of what helped you get to where you're at?
Yeah, for sure. You definitely. I knew that going into, so it was an advantage. Like I knew that I'm gonna have to do all that, so I wasn't like running away from the phones. I literally in the first 6 months, I didn't ever think about building out marketing. I just bought leads like everyone else, and I just spent literally all day dialing the phone. Like I didn't do anything else outside of dial the phone for 6 months straight, buying leads, and that was me calling 300 to 400 people every day. I don't care what lead you give me, I'll sell them. But it literally was this every day, nothing, like no things going out. I didn't. It was in the summer. I didn't go on vacations. I worked 7 days a week for the first 3 4 months every week, just learning how to sell.
When was this?
This was last year. So
Oh,
I got
wow.
started back in April of last year.
Dude, so you're only 1 year in.
Yeah, I'm like 14 months in.
Oh, dude, you're gonna be a killer.
Yeah,
You're gonna
pretty
be a
dope. Pretty
straight
dope.
up killer, dude. You might be like possibly one of the top people in the whole industry for like all time. Just dude, based like I'm not trying to like blow too much smoke up like your skirt right now, dude. But yeah, man, for being 1 year in, the stuff you're saying and that you're doing, and yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of like if you can just keep going at this pace, bro, you're gonna do some crazy stuff. Yeah, didn't you sell? How much did you sell? Like 55K this month?
No, dude, I'm not really selling anymore. I sold the max I've sold was 87,000
In a month?
In a month. Yeah, that was
Hell yeah.
that was like buying like smart financial leads. I didn't make 87,000. I'm transparent about that, but
Okay.
yeah, I had multiple 50, 60,000
Solid.
month. Yeah, now when I dive back and I connect with Mike, I was just shooting for 30 to 40 every month, and every time that I was able to, every month I'm in the 30 to 40. When I was selling, now I have more management time. I'm building a team, so I want my team to sell 30
That's
to 40.
great.
So I don't really sell. I just sold a policy a minute ago, but like I'll sell here and there. But now my frame has shifted, I guess.
When it comes to building your team, what are you doing like different that these other like MLMs and like all the other stuff are kind of
Yeah,
doing it? It's
I've learned a
not
lot.
so,
I've learned a
yeah.
lot. I really look up to like Layla Hermosi and like
Yeah, yeah.
Alex. I just had to take all their principles and learn and actually implement because number one, onboarding is important. I've learned to onboard people. I've had over 1,000 people want to apply for it and work with me. I have 5 full-time agents right now. Number one, I have
Nice.
standards. We have trainings. We have every day we're training with our agents. There's accountability calls every day. It's a lot of work, man. It's like I listen to every one of my agents' calls every day, and I review them for 30 minutes every day with my agent. So it's like more time invested into them to help them become fruitful. The thing is, in the MLM model, they have no reason or incentive to train your agent. So you're going to buy their leads, they're going to make money off of you. They're going to go ahead and make an override off of you. They don't really care if you succeed. There's no reason. If you don't succeed, it doesn't bother them. They don't lose money.
Sure.
In the MLM model, they're telling you to recruit other people to help build their business. So there's no incentive for your IMO leader to train you, to help you with your leads, to help you actually become successful because, it's just a numbers game, especially when you're only making 10, 50% spread over your agent. I can't, if I'm only making 50% on my agent, why am I going to invest all this time in you if you already suck? It's just not going to make sense. Instead of...
Yeah, not at all. You might as well just sell yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I'm doing all that, I'd rather just sell myself and make a lot more money than making, $50 and then getting everyone else's chargebacks. So...
That's crazy. So wait, how do you structure your employees? I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but...
No, it's fine. I'm an honest man. Yeah, we have an application fee. We have... everyone's like LOA to us, but what we do is we take agents, we give them all the resources. So the thing is here, we have a proven system, and I think that's something I would recommend for everyone, and this is what I've spent 8 months and my business partner have been developing. I give them shit that actually works. Like, I give them the same leads that I've used to sell every month. I give them the same text messages, the drip campaigns, the systems. I give them the same phone script. I give them the same training. I give them everything where it's an actual, like, step by step. If you want to do this, hey, like, here, look, this is how much I made. If you don't want to do this, like, do this. And it's a clear blueprint with no variability. And I can give them that, and then they can go ahead and succeed. Our compensation model is different. We give them an application fee, and then we have bonuses structured. We've had an agent make $11,000 in straight up commissions this month without a single chargeback she has to pay. So we're just here to do things differently and help agents actually make real money. So that's our mission.
That's great, man. Yeah. I haven't really, explored the different compensation models, but it just sounds like most of them are just like recruiting, team building, and getting your override. So it sounds like you don't have necessarily that specific structure.
No, I mean, I think it can work if you do it the right way, but that's how the industry is traditionally built. It's just like get people in, tell them to recruit. They'll sell 1 to 2 policies to their friends and family. They'll bail out, and then you just repeat that, and then eventually you're stuck with like a long book of business after you screwed 5,000 agents over, and that's not how we rock.
Yeah, and it also, dude, one thing I want to say is it kind of tarnishes the reputation of life insurance salespeople, because when you get invited to some seminar and they're all just wearing like suits, and everyone's like, you can tell they're just like sleazy, and it's just they have no business being in any type of financial services at all. And they're trying to get you to give you like your closest 50 contacts and write them all down on a piece of paper and like give it to them. Yeah. Dude, it just makes us all look bad, and it's not the case, dude. There's people like you or me, or I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of other agents out there that are trying to do the right thing for people. So, dude, yeah, I appreciate what you're doing. So, Peter, real quick, if you had a new person coming into your agency, like you brought on a new hire, and I'm sure you're probably going through this right now, how do you get that person, or how do you teach what you're doing, and like where should they start from the beginning?
Yeah, number one, the person matters. So I can't just take Jimmy up the street who wants to sell life insurance and turn him into a stud. If Jimmy already has the characteristics of being like a person who can handle phone calls, if Jimmy's like and like has characteristics of being hungry, he's motivated, he's a fast learner, he's willing to kind of to learn, like then I can take that person. But if it's just someone who just thinks that they can jump in and make money, that's the first thing. So let's say I have the right kind of foundations, like good characteristics, good work ethic, and good ethics. That's what I like to start with. And then let's say I'm like, this is how to become successful. Number one, what I have built for my agents is, I know even for you, if you want to do this, I built this, how my onboarding process works. It's been helpful for me. I take them through an online course. I built a free course for my agents where I have all my sales calls, how to intro. I take them to a training, and then every day for 14 to 17 days, I train them every day for an hour. So before they ever hit the phones, they train with me for 1 hour where I'm breaking down their intro, I'm breaking down their medical underwriting, I'm breaking down their close, I'm breaking down objection handling, I'm breaking down everything in the sales process, and my agent does not start until they can actually sell me. Because if they can't sell me, they're not going to sell Patricia, who's filling a lead. So I just think the best way to take someone from new to becoming successful is like, number one, be willing to learn, be willing to work really, really hard, and then when you hit the phones, dial all day. Like most successful agents work in their first 90 days their face off. Like Saturdays, they're dialing right now. It's because that's what it takes to become successful. And just having someone like they need to look up to you or their leader, and they can actually be someone who actually has had success. And they can just learn from that.
Yeah. See, that's where I struggle too with a lot of the life insurance, like people building up agencies, is that I've never, at least from doing a little bit of research, like kind of looking at just their background, it doesn't seem like they've done so much. So it's great that you're actually in the trenches with them. So that's awesome, man.
You gotta be. I mean, look at any other business. Like you have to have leadership. Everyone has this privilege, oh, I'm gonna just build a team and I'm gonna make all this passive money off my team and I'm not gonna do any work. Your team's not gonna respect you, and no one makes money that easily. And ultimately, if you want to have the best team, you might as well become the best leader to your team. And that's how you do it. You just do the work. Your team will respect you if you're in the game with them. And a lot of people, aren't respected because they're not in the game with their team, and their team knows that.
So when your team goes about following this process and they, have those appointments, or they have appointments set, how are you guys actually keeping those appointments when you do set one up for let's just say it's tomorrow or 2 days, within the 2 day kind of span? How do you guys go about keeping it? Is it the same thing kind of you said before, the scarcity, or?
Yeah, we we lock down the appointments. We encourage our agents to shoot a text to the client, before they appoint, text them in the morning before, morning lead up there, something just to let them know that you're not going to be surprised. And just having a good marketing system, I guess, depends on because you're not just setting an appointment with people who think they're going to get something free. You got to have they know what they're going to have this appointment for, kind of. Gotcha.
So you really try to build up the expectations early in that conversation, and then it's not so much some automation or anything that you guys are building out that's keeping, you guys, or do you guys have automations and stuff kind of built out too?
Yeah, we have automations, but we're not saying anything sneaky hey, we're going to give you $20 to show up to your appointment. It's just hey, Patricia, we spoke, are you still going to be available? Super simple. We don't really try to go for a lot of, we have appointments for agents, but when they get them on the phone, we're not here to set another appointment. We're here to close them.
Right.
And either you get a sale or you don't get a sale. We don't like having those question marks because it's not really going to help people most of the time.
So are you always, and are you teaching your team also to always be going for the first time close on every call? You're just shooting
always.
for it? Always.
One call close, yeah. It's easier. If you can't get on the first time, it's a lot harder the next time for sure.
Yeah. When let's just say somebody, you don't close them on the first call, you have to set an appointment for the second one. How do you deal with somebody who just doesn't show up? What do you do with that?
I would just text them, like, I'd call them. If they don't show up, I'd call them again and again and again, like 2-3 times. And then...
like right after each other, or do you wait?
Yeah, I'll call them like 3 times. If they have an appointment with me and they don't show up, I'm like, all right, John, I'll text them, John, are you okay? Like, are you good over there, John? And then I'll just put them back in the list and I'll call them tomorrow. Like, I'll just keep following up with them.
Okay, gotcha. So you're just keeping...
a little bit relentless. Yeah, if they had an appointment with me, my time's valuable, why aren't you here? And then if someone's like late, most of the time I am a little late to my appointments. If I have a lot going on, I'll just be like, hey, John, I'm really busy. It builds some scarcity. I'll call you in like 5 minutes. And they'll be like, okay, cool. But, yeah.
What do you think is the key, like the number one key to selling on the first call?
Number one key on the first call is understanding what their real problem is. I mean, it's kind of basic there, but like the only reason they're not making a decision is because you haven't handled an objection. So I think if you handle all the objections and the person has the money, you shouldn't have someone set up an appointment. Because as long as you can ask the right questions to make them realize why they need this product and that they have money to buy that, then you should be able to do it. So I think just getting really good at understanding why the heck does this person need this product, and then they'll, it's almost like, I like to say, make people feel dumb for not buying. So if they need to talk about it like in 2 days or something, it doesn't make sense because you just told me how much you need it. Why aren't you doing it today? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I've heard you say that in some of your videos. That's great. What do you think the questions are that makes them realize why they need it? Like, what is your kind of go-to? And I know you've said this so many times in your videos, but I want it for like also my audience in case they watch.
Yeah, so you got to break them down. I like to say, like, there's a lot of questions that you think about that you're scared to ask. So when Sandra's like, I already have a $10,000 policy, you got to ask her, Sandra, you have $10,000 for your burial expenses. Why would you want more life insurance? It doesn't make sense to me. Or, so ask them, number one, what motivated them to start looking around? Like, why haven't they solved this problem before? And ultimately, what has prevented them from solving the problem? So why do they need this product? Like, what does it look like if they don't get this product? Have you taken action to try to solve this problem? Which is, they probably spoke to other people. Why haven't you bought from other people? And then that's kind of how the sale works. But questions like, I like to break them down. Ask questions like, fill me in. Why haven't you got this taken care of? Or like, walk me through, like, what's been holding you back? Or what are you worried about? And then just really paint the picture in pain, and the sale will be made.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the biggest thing and the common theme that whenever I talk to people that are very, well-versed in life insurance is why. Why do you want it in the first place? And that's going to ultimately, the answer to that question will most likely be the way you close that deal. And it kind of applies to most other things in insurance in general. Like, what's the most important thing for you other than just like a great price? Everybody wants the cheapest price. What's most important to you about your insurance? I mean, that's kind of more on the PNC side, but like in the life insurance, it's like, why did you inquire today? What are you what's driving your interest in life insurance? And yeah.
Something's keeping them up at night. I just trying to figure out there's different angles of value. You can either beat the price, find them a cheaper price, find them a better product, or add on. You just got to ask questions as how I like to structure. Just ask really good questions to learn about the client.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's great. Yeah, those were kind of the main questions I had for you, Peter, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you have a bunch of calls and appointments to handle too in your team. But yeah, man, dude, I really appreciate everything you're doing, and dude, keep it up. I'm just happy to see someone. How old are you, dude?
I'm 24.
You're 24? Nice.
Yeah.
What's your ultimate, like, kind of long-term goals? Like, where do you want to see this in, like, 5 years?
Yeah, I hope to play this video back in 5 years and, predict what's happening. But we're on a mission here to fundamentally change the life insurance industry, not for only agents, but for clients as well. Not only are the agents being screwed over right now, or agents being screwed, but the clients are really being screwed over, because what happens is these agents come in, they sell them a product, and the agents can't sustain or stay in the business, so they leave. Now the client is stuck with no life insurance agent.
Right.
And what happens when Sandra dies? So number one, we're trying to fix that for clients. But secondly, I'm going to build the biggest final expense insurance agency. We're going to have the best sales team, and we're going to help change this industry and just do it the right way. Because even for you, I think what motivates me is everyone has built these successful industries, which is encouraging for us by doing it the wrong way. Imagine if you can do it the right way, how fruitful and how amazing it could be. So that's how I think.
I hope we can clip this back in like 5, 10 years, and yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be, dude, just based on your energy and like the stuff you're doing. Um, Also, yeah, what about you, like personally, Peter? Like anything you specifically want for yourself and like other than just the business, like for your own life?
Yeah, man. For my own life, I want to give more, to other people than I ever receive. So, like, ultimately, I hope that I create enough wealth in my life to give back to the people. I'm not here. I'm not really focused on the money. Truthfully, I'm here on the mission. Um, my personal goals, I don't want like a flat. I don't want like Edward. I don't really like. I just like working, and I want to be able to take care of the people that are closest around me that support me, and I want to change a lot of my agents' life. I think what would help me get there to all my goals is that how about I take 5 agents and I change their lives, and I take 10 agents and I change their life, and then magically in 5 years I'll have everything that I want. So I kind of like to think that way. But man, it's an amazing industry. It's a lot of money to be made, and there's a lot of opportunity for all of us. So we're gonna all crush it.
100%. Dude, that's another thing too. It's like don't be afraid to share with other people. Like that's why I respect you. There's so much business to go around. Like what you're telling me or giving me tips or even whoever's watching this, most of the people, like 98% of the people watching probably won't even ever use the tips themselves. That's why I encourage you, like whoever's watching, take this and actually take action with it. Don't just hear it and then go on doing the same stuff wrong. So yeah, man, like there's so much business. Take this and actually take action with it. Don't just hear it and then go on doing the same stuff wrong. So yeah, man, like there's so much business to go around. Like give away your best advice. Like no one's gonna come across your client or steal your client. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, it only helps you if you do give away your best stuff. And what I know now is like I'm cool with giving away my best stuff is because some people just don't have it and they're in the industry and like they're not the caring person that we talked about. They're not the empathetic thing. And if I gave them the best lead, the best script, and I gave them everything for free, but they just are not the person that's able to sell life insurance, you ain't gonna make any sales and you're not gonna be a competitor to me. So like there's a lot of money to be made, which is so exciting. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Peter. Again, I appreciate it, man, and best of luck. Hopefully, yeah, we can stay in touch. And yeah, if you ever need anything on like the personal and commercial stuff, happy to share with you anything I got too. So
Yeah, I mean, a part of this being recorded, but dude, I know nothing about other life insurance. I'm the least educated person on everything out there, so like I probably will need your help with something, but it's just cool, dude. Like I am not that insurance literate when someone talks about Medicare, Medicaid, Part A, B. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what PNC insurance really is, truthfully. That's how like I only know one product. So
it's
has
yeah.
it been fruitful for you? I mean, has it been good for you? How has it been for you?
No, it's been great, man. It's the PNC is personal and commercial, so like auto, home, umbrellas, all that stuff, and then commercial is like general liability, workers' comp, commercial property. So like anytime you see
Yeah.
commercial buildings, like we'll insure those, or in the businesses within inside them and stuff. So yeah, it's been great. I think the only major difference between the structure when like pay structure when it comes to PNC and life is that life has these big commissions up front and it drops off dramatically on the renewal side. And PNC is a much smaller commission up front, but it stays pretty consistent. So its commissions are roughly like between 10 and can range all the way up to like 20% commission on commercial products.
How much do you make per like average? Like if you sell PNC, what would that make you? Like one, let's say you sold me PNC, the normal package. How much does the agent make in
So
30
yeah,
days?
if it's like a commercial policy for, let's just say, general liability for your business,
Yeah.
um, your premium can range. It would just on average is like let's just say 25, $2,000, right? Um, we make 20% of that, so it's $400 commission. Let's
So
just
you
say no, that's one time a year for like as long as you keep that policy.
okay, so you get like $40 a month then?
It's not per month. They pay you first time, like they pay you directly, yeah, the full commission for the year.
Oh wow. And then how about next year? If they keep it, you get another 400?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I built my book is roughly, and PNC people like share their books all the time, so I'm not like weird about it. Um, and my book is like roughly almost like $3 million in a book of business.
Okay.
It's and I've been in business for 5 years. So I started in 2018. Dude, I didn't sell shit the first year. The first like 6 months, I almost like, dude, I lost money year one. Like I actually like lost money. And then I just knew that this business is like you stack up policies, stack up renewals, and it starts to build.
Yeah.
Um, and over time, yeah, that's kind of how you make money in the PNC side. So every year it grew, and now we're at almost 3 million.
Is that off of you? Do you have a team that does it?
Yeah. We have a team. We had a shoot. We just lost one of our team members. It sucks. He went to another like. He ended up going into like some real estate stuff. But we had five. We have 5 team members now. So me and 5 other team members.
Nice. What makes you? Why are you going from PNC to life if you're already doing 3 million?
Yeah, so that was always my kind of vision was like I want to build up a strong foundation in PNC because it has now it's pretty consistent. Like I can almost like predict exactly how much I'm going to make every single month, just based on renewals and new business that we're generating because we have the lead generation for our PNC is it's dialed in. Like we're pretty good on that. So I always envision like build up this book of business with a bunch of customers that already trust us. They already, we have their bank account routing, we have their credit card, like that we know their lives, we know their family situation, we know everything about them. Because when it comes to home and auto and umbrellas and like you need to know that stuff to make sure you protect someone properly. So it's a pretty easy sale, like to be like, hey, Mike, you have the house, you have 3 other properties, and you have the business. What would you do, or what would Sarah, your wife, do if you passed away and the plumbing business, like, is she going to step in and run the plumbing business? Like, probably not. You should have at least a couple $1 million in like term. I've sold it quite a bit, like not a lot, but a little bit of like term life insurance, like 10, 20, 30-year terms. And that's usually just to cover at least like mortgages for homes.
Yeah.
So like, that's where we found some success. But, yeah, I just kind of want to.
I mean, you've already done 3 million. You have this. Why don't you just do 10 million, bro?
Oh, that's the goal for sure.
Okay, I was gonna say you already have it working. Why would you want something different? Like I would just keep rocking that. But
no, 100%. I do that. That is ultimately the goal. I just, yeah, man. I want to be able to. I think first of all, like it's my job and my duty to at least be able to offer that product to my customers, life insurance.
Oh heck yeah, great product.
Because they already come to me with the trust of everything insurance. They're like, you're our guy. If I'm not able to be like, I need to, that's also the same thing. Like I need to sleep well at night and be like, I at least asked about life insurance. Like, and it's in my notes on my management system. Like 3 times we asked, and like, if his wife calls and like, he's dead, like, I'll be like, Sarah, we asked about life. I don't know. Obviously I wouldn't go there, but like, at least I know, like, I'm like, we tried,
Yeah.
So
That's cool. I'm happy. Where do you live in Florida?
No, I live in LA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Where in Arizona are you?
Yeah, it's Eastern. I'm in like outside of Phoenix.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Dude, if you're ever in LA, man, let me know. You should go get like a drink or get some dinner or some shit.
Yeah, I just got back from there. I was in Newport Beach.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But you lived originally where?
Maryland.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's been nice out here, but it's just hot in Arizona.
Dude, it's probably burning up out there, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, but yeah, man. If you're ever this way, let me know. We'll stay in touch.
Sure.
Yeah, just hit me up on Instagram. I'll shoot you my number. You can just hit me up if you need anything.
Sounds good, man. Well, thanks again, Peter. I really appreciate it. Hopefully some people get value from this. I'm sure they will. And yeah, man, keep crushing it. Hopefully we watch this back in a couple of years and all your team members are balling out.
Thank you, man. Likewise. I'll see you.
All right. Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
See you. Have a good weekend.